Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm happy to have you aboard with me this evening, and I hope you are all doing well, no matter what you are doing this evening. So, I had a friend of mine the other day. We were talking about calming our mind. And she's like, "Oh, I've tried to meditate and it doesn't work for me and I can't sit still long enough." And, this is pretty typical for people. Even for myself, sometimes it's a little hard to get into that rhythm because our minds are going like a freight train, right? It just keeps going and going, and we never give our brains enough time to shut off, to turn off, and to relax and be in that state of just not thinking about anything. And that's really interesting. Have you ever stopped to think and just to try to think about nothing, right? Yes, it's a form of meditation, but in general, have you ever just tried to like not think about anything? It's very hard because over time we have trained our brains to constantly think, right? In earlier days, we were constantly thinking because we were trying to keep ourselves and our family out of danger, right? And so, now it's just we've become this digital world, we've become this fast paced world where e- everybody needs something right now and it's got to be right now. I mean, right? You order something from Amazon and within 5 hours, it's sitting on your doorstep. So, everything is about how quickly can it get done? How quickly can we get from point A to point B? And so a lot of times it's just about going, okay, take a deep breath and let's just take it down a notch. And so one of the things that my friend and I were talking about is that she said, I'd had a really stressful day and I took the dog out for a walk, and she said, actually, I wasn't thinking about anything. And then suddenly, something that I had been wondering how to solve just magically came to me. And I kind of giggled because, this is something that I do too, right? You take your mind off of that forced treadmill, right, that we all run on. And when you do that, things open up for you. The universe starts talking to you, right? Things just magically come into your mind. Oh, wait a minute. I know how to solve that problem now. Or that was something that I was thinking about a week ago. Wow, that's really crazy. I know what the answer is, right? So many times we come into that situation, and it really is just about calming the mind and getting into that stillness and walking away from everything, right? Whether it is the TV, the computer, the phone, right? And just getting into that space of calm to give yourself, your mind, and your body, your spirit, your soul time to just regroup and to start looking for some of the answers that you've been struggling with, right? When you have the crazy mind and you're trying to figure out problems and solve problems, yes, you can do that, right? Because we've trained ourselves to figure out how to do that or how to work under pressure. But it's amazing when you get that mind block, if you can walk away and you can clear your mind and quiet the mind, what answers come in and what solutions come in for you. It's quite amazing. So I encourage all of you out there to take a moment every single day to sit in the stillness and to clear your mind. Now, remember, that doesn't mean sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor in meditation, struggling with that, right? It's as simple as like my friend did, get out and walking her dog, right? Listening to nature around you, listening to the birds, listening to the wind, wrestle through the trees. For some, it may be going out for a run, right? Getting that adrenaline running through your body and still getting into that Zen moment. So for some of you, it is running or doing sports, swimming maybe. And so um, just getting into that space where you can relax and let go and let your mind be free and just find how exhilarating and refreshing that can be, right? It's really it's much needed in our fast-paced world. So, I encourage you to do this every day, a couple of minutes out of your day to do it whenever it feels right. A couple of times a day actually would even be better, but I encourage you to all release your mind and calm your mind and see what comes through, what answers come through for you that you have been searching for, because the universe will bring it to you. You just have to be in the calm state in order to receive. All right. Right now, we are going to head over to the phone lines. We've got Amberly in Rockford, Illinois. Good evening, Amberly, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Uh, I'm okay. I'm all right.
Well, what can I do for you this evening?
Okay. I mean, I've never like done something like this before. Um, uh, I have. Okay, I've been with my significant other for 6 years, and I'm learning now this far into it. Like he's like just a complete narcissist, like genuinely, and like I don't know, like I'm questioning like his like true intentions on like our like our future, and you know whether I need to leave or just be patient.
Okay. Um, Let me tune in here just for a moment and see what I can get from you and for you, excuse me. And there'll be just a moment of silence as I do this, and then I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, Amberly. What I'm being told is that this is a pattern. It's a habit that um, that he's gotten into. Um, it's almost like it's a way of being. There's a little bit of a superiority complex going on, and that oftentimes will come, of course, with that narcissistic um, em- uh, energy. I'll call it. And so, uh, what I'm being shown is this isn't something that is just going to go away overnight. This is something that has been coming on for some time. And I'm not really seeing that they're not showing me that that situation is going to change very quickly. What I'm being shown, and there was a gentleman that stepped in on your behalf to talk with you, and he's saying that you're so much better than that. Um, that the way he's treating you is not the way that you should be treated, and you know that. You know that deep down inside, and you're trying to give him grace, which is a very admirable thing to do. But at some point, you have to kind of think about you and what is best for you. And they're saying taking care of you and looking at what the best situation is for you is not selfish. It's it's being in self-care and loving yourself enough to say, is this something that resonates with me? Is this something that I really want to do? Um, and so they're bringing forth this information for you to be able to take a look at it and say, is this how somebody should treat me? Essentially, is what they're showing me.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, I'm this is I don't they're showing me that this is not really something that is really going to change very much. Um, so they're asking you to take a look and say, what is it that you want out of your life?
Okay.
Um, it's like what they're showing me is that this relationship started off really great, really amazing, and then something shifted. And then
Okay.
all of a sudden it wasn't anymore, right? And so you're left kind of going, "Whoa, what happened?" Right? Um,
Mhm.
and so this is a shift within him, a shift of growth. And sometimes growth doesn't always look the same to everybody, right? There can be the good growth, and then there can be the questionable growth, but it's still growth, and in the realm of the universe, it's still growth. So sometimes people grow with us, and sometimes they don't. And what I'm being shown is that you're growing in a different way than he is growing. And so those two things don't align and balance anymore. And that's why it feels that you are pushing and he is pulling. Or I mean, that you're pulling and he is pulling, right? Or that you're pushing and he's pushing. There's no balance in that feeling.
Okay.
Um, and so that's why it feels like it's so hard right now. It's like you're magnets, but you're opposite of magnets. So when you put a magnet together, it'll actually push one away, right? And that's what they're showing me is like this magnetism of being pushed away. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Let me just see if there's anything else that they would like to tell you. Just a moment. What they're showing me is that don't sweep things under the carpet. These are things that are very real, and they're things that are being brought up so that you can deal with them. Um,
Okay.
so they're saying, don't do that because that's not going to serve you well in your life, and it's actually going to cause some heartache for you.
All right.
Okay. Um,
Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Thank
I
you
was
very
just
much.
looking. You're very welcome. I was looking to see if there was anything else, and Um, they're not showing me anything right now.
All right, that helps much more than what you
Good,
probably thought it did.
good.
Thank you.
I'm glad.
All right. Well, you definitely gave me something very very genuine to think about. So
Good, good.
I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Have a good night. All right. Next, we have Mary in Greenville, Texas. Good evening, Mary, and welcome to your time to shine.
Oh, thank you.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. What can I help you with this evening?
I'm having the same issue with my boyfriend. One minute everything was good, and then it just went. I don't know. It just went off track.
Went off track. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Mary, let me just tune in here really quickly. And as I do that, there'll just be a little moment of silence. And then I'll be right back with you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Mary. Yeah, they're showing me that they're like showing me derailment, right? That
Hmm.
it everything has been derailed. Um, and then I heard frustration. There's some frustration on his part, um, that is that's kind of causing this derailment. It's like there's something that he's holding back on, um, that's causing him this frustration, and
Hmm.
therefore it's kind of derailing everything. Um, and they're showing me that um, there's been a shift in his life. Um, as there, I don't. It looks like to me that there is some influence with a job, or something significant in his life that's causing this internal frustration. And then
Hmm.
you're seeing it, um, and then it's causing this. They're showing me this rift, right? The rift between the two of you.
Yes.
Um, has he talked about anything with a job or a shift in anything of that nature?
No, not to me, because he just shut down. I mean, it's just like he just cut me off completely.
Okay,
He won't talk to me about anything.
okay. Hold on, I'm checking in to see what else they can tell me. They're not showing me what the inner peace is, but there's definitely something that he's struggling with internally. Um, he doesn't know how to deal with it, how to solve it, and so it's causing it's causing an issue for him because he's feeling like he should be able to figure it out. And
Hmm.
so his method or his mode is to shut down. right?
Exactly.
And not think about it, not do anything about it. And that's not going to work. Because what that's going to do is it's just going to cause more separation between
Hmm.
the two of you. And so um, they're saying to see if you can come at it from a different perspective, come at it from a different angle, and see if you can get him to discuss with you what that is.
Because he won't even talk to me right now.
Okay, so he's just cut
He
off all
just,
communication.
yes.
I can tell you that this is not about you, okay? This is all everything that's going on with him. And I know when you're in a relationship that doesn't help. Um,
Hmm.
it doesn't make you feel any better. But this really is more about what he is going through than about what the two of you are going through.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, they are not telling me much. When I ask, it's like he has a real block. Um, it's like the energy of standing there with his arms folded.
That
Um,
sounds like him.
yeah, it's very he's very set in saying, nope, I'm not talking about this, not negotiable,
Hmm.
right?
Exactly.
So um, they're showing me that this might be something that it might take a little while for it to unravel, um, because he has to be able to deal with whatever this is that's coming up for him. And right now,
Hmm.
as it stands, he doesn't want to deal with it, right? Because it's so
Hmm.
intense that he doesn't know what to do with it or how to even start unraveling it. So they're saying give him some space
Okay.
to let this kind of unfold for him. Um, and it could take a little while. So this is not something that's probably going to turn back around real quickly. Okay. Um, they are, it's not even something that I'm asking, like, is this going to be, you know, is this going to be the end um, for the relationship? And I'm getting, no, but it's too early to really know. So they're saying there's some patience, a little bit of patience on your end. And then you'll have to evaluate down the road if you're willing to negotiate this or if you're willing
Hmm.
to work with this. Okay. um
Hmm.
and so you have to put yourself first in these situations and determine what is most important to you.
Hmm.
And for some that's going to be waiting it out for just a little bit and seeing if it turns around.
Hmm. Exactly.
But he's very dead set on not wanting to deal with this right now. And there's nothing that you're going to be able to do or say to get in there and change his mind. So um, just know that like I said, there's going to be some patience on your end if that's how you choose.
Uh-huh.
It's really about what you choose at this point. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause that's just what got me. It's just the way he just shut down totally. I mean, he wouldn't even talk to me or anything.
Yeah. 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 He's dealing with a bunch of stuff that he's not ready to talk about. He really isn't. Mary, we are coming down to the last few seconds of our show, so I'm going to have to say goodnight. And I want to thank you for calling in, and I hope this has been helpful for you.
Yes, it has. Actually, it has.
Good. Well, have a wonderful evening. I wish you all the best.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, that does it for me, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. If you would like to have a one-on-one reading with me, please reach out to me on my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Have a wonderful evening.